You ready to get out? Would you like some breakfast? Oh, your pigs. Would you like your pigs? You want them in your bed? Okay. Oh, I hear a sister. It's Lila. Would you like some grapes? Want some eggs? Oh, I hear another sister.
My sister get you out?
Oh, she wants to bounce.
No.
Say no thank you. No, say no thank you. Colette Eloise. Are you not ready to get up yet? You do want to get up?
No.
You should just say no thank you, Madeline.
Mama.
You want Mama to get you out?
Yeah.
Okay, tell Madeline, say no thank you. That's much better.
It's better than say,
Okay. We don't need to rehash all that, do we? Okay, Lila, you want eggs? Okay, come on in. You want some purple grapes and eggs?
No.
No? Just purple grapes? Oh, okay.
I'm coming. What? Hello. Dada? Hey. Dada? That's my name. Like it.
Okay, they're eating breakfast. I'm gonna make Lila some eggs. The big girls have already unloaded the dishwasher for me, which is definitely included in homeschooling because it's important. So we're gonna load these dishes up and make some eggs, and then we'll get started on our schoolwork.
And I do as I was.
You want some eggs?
Mama. And wait, where do you live?
Oma and Appa
Yeah,
in South Korea.
South Korea I live.
Yeah, you lived in South Korea.
And you picked me up.
And then we came and picked you up
Yep. And then I was.
and brought you home.
Brought me home.
Yep.
And they say, we're going to you home.
Mm-hmm.
And you see Mimi, Mimi and is Mimi and Ashley
Mimi came to Korea too with us.
Yeah. And not Pop.
No, Pop stayed home.
Yeah. He was watching Luke.
But he did come to the airport when we got home at the airport with you.
Yeah. What airport we going?
We flew from Korea to Atlanta and then to Chattanooga.
Chattanooga for me.
Mm-hmm. Do you want a spoon or a fork?
No.
You have to have a spoon or a fork. Which one do you want? A fork?
Yeah.
Okay. You're welcome. Madeline just headed outside to play with some neighbors. The two smallest are eating breakfast, and I am going to straighten up the kitchen. One of the 10 times I straightened up the kitchen today. And then we're gonna get started with our school lessons.
And lunch.
And lunch. Lila's always thinking about the next meal, right, Lila?
And I didn't say about that.
Cucumbers? What are you eating right now?
Orange juice.
Orange juice and
Yeah.
eggs. Lila, or Colette, what are you eating?
Chicken.
Are you having milk?
No.
Milk. And what else?
Chicken.
Eggs? Yeah.
Yeah.
We now are going to go get the baby dressed and get ready to do our morning school lessons, which consist of morning time, math, reading, copy work. When I say reading, I mean Lila and Madeline's readings. And then that's all we can handle in the morning while the baby is awake. So then at 1 o'clock when Colette goes down, we do our bulk reading. So we read for history and science and what else? Geography, that kind of thing. And for fun. We do our free reads as well.
And I do mine.
You do what?
All the top one. I did.
You ready?
That.
Yeah, say let's go. Let's go.
Bye.
Okay, so morning time starts and the girls have, Madeline has copy work she can do. Lila is going to write her name on this piece of paper, and then she'll need a little bit of guidance on these papers so she can write her name there. And we have coloring for Colette. We're trying to include her as much as we can, and my goal for next year is to have some more activities that she can do, which should be a lot easier because she'll be over 2 at that point and have a better attention span. So we're gonna do this, and then we start on our morning time. Okay, girls, y'all wanna say morning time blessing all together?
Sure.
I am made by God. I am created to love and help others. I am brave. I am smart. I am beautiful. I am loved. I know my family loves me. I know Jesus loves me. And today,
I live for him.
okay, let's pray. I'm going to go first. Jesus, thank you for this day, this beautiful weather, this home that you've given us to all learn in together. And I just ask that you help our attitudes to be kind to one another and just give us a thankfulness towards you for the day that you've given us. Help us to use this day for your glory, Lord, in Jesus' name. Okay, we have our memory verses, and each girl has a box, and we follow...
Besides Colette.
Besides Colette. She will at some point.
And then my box was for me.
Yes, and we follow the Simply Charlotte Mason approach, which means that we have a tab that we practice daily, odd days, even days, days of the week, and then we don't have it for Lila yet, but you also put months of the, or days of the month in the back. And as each kid masters one, it moves back and you get a new one. So these are Lila's.
Yeah.
Ready, Lila?
Yep.
Be kind to each other.
Be kind to each other.
Tender-hearted.
Tender-hearted.
Forgiving one another.
Forgiving another.
Just as God.
Just as God.
Through Christ.
Through Christ.
Has forgiven you.
Has given you.
Ephesians 4:32. This is the day.
This is the day the Lord has made. Rejoice and be glad in it.
Good job. Psalm 118:24. And then... And God saw everything.
It's God and came. And God he made. And behold, it was very good.
Good job. Genesis 1:31. In the beginning.
In the beginning, God created the earth,
The
heavens,
and the...
earth. This is 101.
Good job. Okay, ladies' turn. You ready?
Daily.
You must love the Lord your God
You must love Lord your God
with all your heart,
with all your heart,
all your soul,
all
your...
your mind.
This is the first.
This is the first
And-
and greatest commandment.
A second.
A second is as
Equally-
equally as good as the first,
As equally important.
as equally important.
Love your neighbor.
Love your neighbor as yourself.
The entire law
the entire law,
and all the demands
and all the demands
of the prophets
of the prophets
are based on these two commandments.
are based on these two commandments.
Matthew 22:37 through 40. Good job. Okay, ready? But the Holy Spirit
Produces this kind of thing in our lives: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, gentleness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control.
Good job. Galatians 5:22 through 23. My child.
My child, pay attention to what I say. Don't
Listen.
Listen carefully
To my
words. Don't lose time that penetrate deep into your heart.
Good job. Proverbs 4:20 through 21.
Done.
Okay.
I'm done.
Okay.
Okay, Matt.
When Jesus had finished saying all these things, he said to his disciples, "As you know, Passover begins in 2 days, and the Son of Man will be handed over to be crucified." I've got peace, love, and joy like a river. I've got peace, love, and joy like a river. I've got peace, love, and joy like a river in my soul. I've got peace, love, and joy like a river. I've got peace, love, and joy like a river. I've got peace, love, and joy like a river in my
soul. Genesis,
Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, Ruth, 1st and 2nd Samuel, 1st and 2nd Kings, 1st and 2nd Chronicles, Ezra, Nehemiah, Esther, Job, Psalm, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, Song of Solomon, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Lamentations, Ezekiel, Daniel, Hosea, Joel, Amos, Obadiah, Jonah, Micah, Nahum, Habakkuk, Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, Malachi. That's the Old Testament.
John, Acts, Romans, 1st and 2nd Corinthians,
Galatians, Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians, 1st and 2nd Thessalonians, 1st and 2nd Timothy, Titus, Philemon, Hebrews, James, 1st and 2nd Peter, 1st and 2nd John,
3rd John.
Jude, Revelation. Okay, morning time is done. Now it's time. Now it's time for reading or math. What do you want to do first? Math first, okay. Good job wiping your nose.
And
Did you make a mess?
you go around there.
Good.
Stop in here. You have to eat one too.
Finish your B's.
Shaggy and Scooby climbed onto the fence posts. That's the end of the sentence. At first, all was quiet. This is noise.
Try that again. He makes the I say its name. This is.
Nice. Good, buddy. Shaggy said to Scooby.
It's a Q.
Squawk.
Squawk.
A bird. and it landed on Scooby's
Shoulder.
shoulder.
Lila, show us your bees.
I did this.
Yeah, show them.
So
She traced her bees,
I traced my bees.
little bees,
Little bees.
and a bee says ba,
Ba.
ba,
Ba.
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 Good job.
Good job. Did you see another one?
I think that's all. Okay, what's our next shape down here?
Circle.
And what color is it?
Yellow.
Okay, so let's color our circles yellow. Good.
And did you see a circle? Yay.
Good. Okay, what's the next shape?
Triangle.
And what color is it?
Green.
Good. How many triangles are there?
1, 2, 3.
3. And where's the 3 on this side? Okay, so we follow the 3 over to the triangles.
Yeah.
So we only color up to this one, okay?
Mama. Can I color?
Yep. I see. Oh, that's high enough. Good job. Okay, let's count the squares.
Where's the blue?
How many squares are there?
1, 2, 3, 4.
4. And where's the 4 on this side? Okay, so we follow it all the way over. We only color it up to here.
Can I color?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Good, right there. Good job. Okay, let's do our reading and you'll be all done.
I did it.
You did it.
Yep. This is the way it goes.
Yeah, way to go, girl.
Thanks.
Sock. Okay, put it together. Is good. Okay, let's do this one. Mm-hmm. Good. So ready? Let's put it together. Near. Good. The sock is near. Good job. The sock is near a man. Good job.
That's a man. It's man.
Man. Colette. Okay, so we are done with our morning time. That consists of, or the breakdown of our morning time is we say our morning time blessing, we all pray, we do our Bible reading, our Bible verse memorization, we'll do songs, we'll do hymns or folk songs or just fun songs that the girls like, and we also use this time to do memorization songs like books of the Bible, days of the week, months of the year, that kind of thing. And then we tackle math and the girls' personal reading practice. So we get through all that, and that's our craziest time because Colette is awake and we're trying to entertain an almost 2-year-old. So it's getting a little better here and there. I think next year is going to be a lot easier to entertain her, as she just can do more on her own. And I'm going to try really hard this summer to find some activities that we can reuse and that she'll enjoy doing. So I use this time on my perfect days. Sometimes it doesn't work out this way, but I use this time to kind of reset for tomorrow. So I take all of their math and writing stuff off their clipboards and I replace it with things that are going to be used tomorrow. So tomorrow's math, tomorrow's copy work, tomorrow's writing, all of that. And I put these away in their binders that I keep for each year. So that way this room is a little cleaned up afterwards, because after lunch, Colette goes to nap and we start on our readings. And it's nice to have a reset space to be able to do that. I'm also going to use this time to remind myself, and if anyone is curious, to talk about what I am going to be trying to implement next year after learning this year. So every year I try to keep what works for us and I try to change what isn't working or what I think that we can improve on. So next year, a couple of things that I really want to get better at. First of all, I want to get better at morning time. So on our really busy days, we skip morning time and I just jump straight into math reading practice and we'll do our readings. We follow Ambleside online. So we follow their reading schedule. And on my really busy days, I just cut down to the bare minimum and that's what we do. But I want morning time to really be something that we all enjoy and look forward to and is just a normal daily rhythm. Morning time is meant to be spent all together, and as my girls get older, they're going to be taking on more of their own independent work, and so morning time is going to be like our core of all being together. And one of my favorite parts of homeschooling is that we're all together. So I want to really get better at morning time so that is a staple that stays through high school, Lord willing, if we homeschool through high school. So I read this handbook for morning time by Cindy Rollins. Super short, super practical, and it gave me a lot of ideas that I want to change. So I want to start with I want to keep our morning time blessing and start with that. But she also talks about having a morning meeting, and it just talks about like getting everyone on the same page for what the day is going to look like. And something that's really important to me to instill in our homeschooling is home care. So I really try to include the girls in having responsibilities. I don't necessarily call them chores because I don't view taking care of the home for me as a chore. And so I don't want them to view it that way. I'm sure they will, but I try my best to have them not view it that way. So I want to talk over in the mornings about what those home care responsibilities look like. I have really tried, this is going to be a lot more talking than I expected, but we're here, so let's just get it all out. I really try to have like a schedule of what those home care responsibilities will look like. Like I would love to say every first week of the month we do a deep clean of the bathrooms. Every second week of the month we do a deep clean of the kitchen. And I really tried that, but it just doesn't work for me because sometimes the second week of the month we are sick, or sometimes we have responsibilities show up. And so what really works better for me is to take a daily or weekly evaluation of the house and just say like today or this week, we're going to really put our focus on this area of the house. So instead of writing out schedules that we stick to, I just kind of like reevaluate every day or so. And then in the morning I can say, hey, we're going to focus on the kitchen today, or we're going to focus on the upstairs bathrooms, or we're going to focus on vacuuming today. And so that's what I want to use this morning meeting time for, is just what our day looks like, what plans we have, what I would like to accomplish, and then what the girls can help me to accomplish. So next we're going to move to prayer, and I want to definitely keep this at the beginning of morning time because if things start to unravel, then I don't want to lose that. Something that Cindy Rollins talked about in her book that I hadn't done yet is to leave space for prayer requests, and I really love that. So I try to have each of the girls pray, but I like being able, I want to prompt them to think about who is it around us that you would like to pray for. And I want to jot that down too so that I want to jot that down too so that I can remember what those prayer requests are, and we can look back and see how God has met those requests. Next, I think we're going to try, well, I don't know how this is going to go. Okay, so she has singing next, but I think what I'm going to do is do Bible reading next, because I also want to make sure that that is not something that gets skipped over, because in my adult life, it is something that can easily be like, oh, I just don't have time for that today. But that's not true. That is like, it needs to be top priority. So I think we're going to do Bible reading next, which we follow Ambleside Online's curriculum for the Bible reading. So I think next year we're going to be in Mark, I believe, or Luke. I think Mark and Exodus. And then also something that she said is to read the Proverbs that corresponds to the day of the month, because there's 31 Proverbs. So I really like that. We haven't done that, and I'm going to try and incorporate that next year. Poetry. Oh, gosh, guys. I really have high hopes for poetry, and I just cannot get into it. And I love the idea of it, but I just don't even know how. So her book was super helpful in this, and what I took from it, again, I took like bare minimum from everything because I want to implement it and we can build off of that. But from what I took from it, it's to listen to one poem every day for weeks. So I'm just going to repeat the same poem every day for weeks. And she noted to look for delights. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do that. And if we like a poem, then hopefully we'll add it to and memorize it. But I'm going to try and not put a lot of stress on it. We're just going to repeat it every day for weeks and look for what's delightful in it. Next is miscellaneous memorization. So presidents, planets, continents, oceans, states, capitals, Bill of Rights, Declaration of Independence, I Have a Dream speech, Gettysburg Address. Those are the things that I've written down to just jog my memory. But we already kind of do this with books of the Bible and days of the week, months of the year. So we're going to kind of keep that too, because we have Colette rising up and I want her to be able to remember all those things too. Next is composer and artist study. So something that I'm really bad at, the composer thing. We have not done composers, but she just said to play pieces from the composer as we get ready to sit down. And I like that idea. So I'm going to try and do that. That's the only, I'm not going to put any pressure on myself for it next year. That's all we're going to do. I'm going to pick a composer. And as we sit down for morning time, I'm just going to play one of their pieces. Artist study, we actually don't study an artist at a time. We study a piece of art at a time. And I really do enjoy doing that. But something that is like way up on my list for next year is to put way more time into art, because both of my big girls, I'm sure Colette will too, really love art, and I've slacked on that this year. And the reason I've slacked on it is because Colette gets into everything. So if I get something out, then she, tries to steal the other girls' things, or she knocks over the paint or things like that. Yes. Okay. So I think what I was saying was I've slacked on letting the girls do art because of Colette. Well, Colette's getting older and I just need to be better at it because it's something they really enjoy. So this summer, my plan is to keep an eye out for sales on things like cheap canvases and new paints and things like that, and be able to amp that up for this next year. So I am going to try a lot harder with art this next year, and even helping Madeline with maybe some more instruction on drawing and things. So I've really just let them just like go with it, do whatever they want. But I think she would really thrive in that. So one of my big goals for next year is art. Read aloud. So I have totally let our read aloud slip because we do a lot of literature reading. And by the end of it, I'm usually ready for the girls to go have rest time so that I can have a little bit of quiet time. So I need to do better at that. And my goal will be to not even read a whole chapter in morning time, but just read a little bit. And that will also teach Colette the skill to be able to sit and pay attention. I could also implement some picture books at this time, because I am not as good with sitting down with Colette for picture books because she's crazy and she just wants to keep up with her big sisters. And again, I'm already reading a lot throughout the day and I just let that slip too. So my read aloud goal is to just read a little bit, even if it's one page at a time. That will help us get through faster than what we're getting through right now. And then last but not least is nature study. I have wanted to do nature study, but it is not an easy thing for me to just do every day. But something that Cindy Rollins was saying was to have a nature notebook and have field guides. And so while we're doing our readings, they can be copying from a field guide, where in my mind I was thinking we had to go on a hike and find something and sit down and draw it and all this stuff, and we don't have to do that. They can even bring things in from outside, but my goal is going to be to have a nature study notebook and have them to just draw one thing a day while we do our readings, and they can choose from a field guide. And I'm also going to hopefully look out for some more field guides. I think that's everything for next year. I have something written down over here too. Art, morning time routine, Colette's independent work. I also want to do better at emphasizing on church holidays. So we love holidays around here, but I want to do better at like really digging into what Passover is and Lent and things like that I would love to learn more about, and that I think would be good for the girls to learn about, and it would just change things up, which would be fun. Spelling for Madeline, we've started on days of the week, but I need to just add little spelling words in there just to kind of help her to advance her writing, because I know we're going to be getting to that age really soon. And then French. We used to do French a little bit here and there, and I just let that fall off the bandwagon too when things get hard. And I want to I don't know the answer to this, but I want to try and implement a way to incorporate that easier, I guess. Maybe just something during morning time that we can very easily just review. Madeline knows all her numbers pretty well through like 29 in French, and we work on greetings and things like that. But I want to figure out a way to just learn more on that. So whether it be I just go ahead and have things made up to review colors and simple things, I'm not sure what that's going to look like. So one of my other goals, I'm actually wrapping up this year, but I am starting on planning next year. So with that, I wanted to go ahead and have my goals for next year written down. I try to keep them as simple as possible, so I think that they're attainable, and but we're finishing this year strong, and I want to start us off on the right foot next year, and I think these things will help. So now the girls are playing outside with our friends who also homeschool, and it's beautiful outside today. It's a high of like 70 and a little overcast, so couldn't ask for a better spring day for them to be able to go out and play. We're also trying to include our baby sister, and that is hard because she thinks she's 7 as well, and she doesn't want to listen to her big sisters, but she needs to, and they need to include her. So we're working on that a little bit at a time. So about 15 minutes of Colette being able to play with them. I'm going to be prepping lunch. We do lunch. Sometimes we eat outside. If we eat inside, we usually watch a little show like Berenstain Bears or Franklin or Little Bear. And then after lunch, we clean up and Colette goes down for a nap. And we pick back up with our schooling with readings that last about an hour. And then our formal school lessons are done after that. And that's how this year has worked because of Colette. We cannot do our long readings while she's awake. But I'm hopeful for next year that maybe we can get a little bit more done with Colette, and we can get done with schooling a little faster to let them just go play and reach into their interests, whether it's Legos or painting or audiobooks or whatever. So anyway, I will see y'all at lunchtime. Lightfoot the deer was the first one on hand the next morning. In fact, he arrived before sunup and, lying down in a little thicket close at hand, made himself very comfortable to wait for the opening of school. That had sweated from a murderer's gibbet. By these charms they bound the infernal spirits to answer their questions. It was demanded of Macbeth whether he would have his doubt resolved by them or by their masters, the spirits. He, nothing daunted by the dreadful ceremonies which he saw boldly
I
and...
did my reading.
Okay, hold on. Lila, how old are you? How old are you?
6.
When's your birthday?
July 6.
And how old are you going to be on your birthday? 7. Okay, what is your... Are you in kindergarten?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what is your favorite thing we do in school?
Play math and
When we do math?
eat lunch and
Lunch is your favorite?
and then I want to eat apples and cucumbers and
So math and lunch are your favorite?
and
Okay. And what do you want to be when you grow up?
what do we
Don't interrupt her. What would you like to be when you grow up?
I want to go Paris.
You want to go to Paris? You want to have a job when you're older?
No.
What do you want to do?
We can't play with the Frasers.
Do you want to live with me forever?
Yeah. Now my turn.
Okay, good job, Madeline. Okay, how old are you?
7.
And when's your birthday?
Wait a second.
And how old are you going to be?
8. I'm not.
And what's your favorite part of school?
Math.
What do you like about math?
The money problems. And my second favorite is reading.
Okay. And what do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be. I don't know.
What are some options that you're considering?
A vet, an artist,
A vet, an artist,
maybe an actor.
maybe an actress. That's it for now.